Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with some more psychedelic web adventures, and this time we are going to watch this guy. So, like in psychedelic web adventures, we're not planning or scripting a lot, we're just dropping right into the cesspool. And I don't know if this is great content or not yet. That's the interesting part. That's the fun part in psychedelic web adventures. And obviously, I'm not here to attack or bully people. I'm just reacting to their content. So, like this guy, for example, it has an interesting title, so I thought like I might just drop in to just have a listen to what he has to say. And if it's something stupid, I'm gonna call him out for it. But I'm not here to bully anyone or something like that. I don't even know the guy. He's just some rando fucking dude, probably from America, probably slightly confused. Let's have a look at it together. First of all, before he even starts, I'm sorry, I'm a master in commenting over shit before it even starts. But if the DMT trip destroyed your life, chances are that your life was already fucked before you smoked DMT.
DMT has ruined my life.
Like he's literally in like many years of traveling to over 30 countries and talking to really, really high ups, for example, in San Francisco, which are business people or high level creatives, and they said the exact opposite. So you will find a lot more evidence that DMT helps people than the opposite. But let's have a listen to what he has to say.
For the past 2 weeks, I've been experiencing after residual effects of doing DMT for the second time and third. I gotta state this before.
Now, here comes a really important question: is on how many other substances are you? Because you don't look that healthy. I could easily imagine some kind of pharmaceutical addiction or even worse. So, what kind of psychological, maybe sicknesses or illnesses do you have? Do you have any kind of diagnosed problems? Then obviously smoking DMT is a weird idea. If you're suffering from, for example, paranoid schizophrenia, then don't smoke DMT. Obviously, don't do that.
I say anything that the second time I did it comfortably around friends with a shamanic goddess who was there for me. Good energy. I saw some crazy stuff.
A shamanic goddess, good energy. All right. I'm intrigued.
I pulled Donkey Kong out of the universe. I'll make
Donkey Kong? That's the alien entity that you encountered, is Donkey Kong?
a video about my second trip, but this is about me doing it improperly. I was given the rest of my DMT to take home with me, and I decided to do it at nighttime, 2 days in a row, one hit. And the first night that I did the first hit, I didn't really travel. I just had a little bit of visual. But that night when I tried to sleep, I had the most chaotic, scary nightmares. If you've ever seen the movie Mother, Darren Aronofsky.
Guys, I'm sorry, but don't listen to this guy. It's a really bad idea to take first advice from somebody who has visibly problems. His sight is he's always looking downwards. He looks messy. He looks weak. And, this person, he probably would have had bad dreams anyway. Of course, if you're already in a bad psychological state and then you're taking DMT, I mean, that might mess up your dream phases. That's very likely, especially, if it's already messed up in the first place.
That's what was happening. I was in my father's old house before he was put into the seniors home, And I have constant dreams about being in this house before. For years, I have dreams about being there, and I'm not supposed to be there every time. And I have this dream so continuously that I know when I'm there that I'm dreaming, and then I start looking for things as to why I keep dreaming about this place. And this time with the DMT, when I was in that house, there was a chaotic party of people, garbage all over the place. There was too many people in the house.
DMT takes about 15 minutes then the trip is over. So he just had vivid dreams. I do not believe that they are directly connected to the consummation of DMT in this case. I think that he has just a socio nightmare, which is not uncommon. Many people had that, and I experienced that in my life. It's nothing too uncommon. And he's just experiencing his dreams vividly. Maybe he didn't do that for a long time, so it scares him. But social nightmares are scary. That's, they're usually probably there to wake you up to your behavior.
House, there was orgies happening, and it was loud and it was vicious. And my father, who's disabled, was on his hands and knees being tied up by he was on his knees being tied up by these four characters in gray robes that I couldn't see their face, and my father was looking at me like, why are you doing this to me? My father's a disabled man.
This has so nothing to do with your DMT trip. It's something that happened hours after that. You have obviously psychological issues. I mean, I'm guessing that not even you would deny that. So what does it have to do with DMT? Why do weird people like that take a potentially very, very, important entheogen from people or scare them away from it with their unfounded, unscientific bullshit? Where it's absolutely, those two things are not connected. Okay, you smoke DMT and you have a fucked up life. Well, and you're just making this connection in between those two things, which have nothing to do with each other. If you're suffering from psychological ailments or illnesses, then don't smoke DMT. Don't do it unadvised. Do it with a psychologist or a healer, maybe, but even then, just don't do it if you are, in a psychotic phase or if you're in a depressive phase. Why would you do that in a moment like that? You're not well, dude. Why do you smoke DMT and tell people that it's, connected to you being not well? Just because it didn't instantly heal your absolute mess of a life, which obviously it will not do. DMT is not fixing your life. You have to fix your life. It can wake you up to that.
And an elderly disabled man who's close to death in the real life. So this dream was very chaotic. And I remember trying to get out of the house, and it was just, people were breaking into it, and it was... Now, when I say I'm dreaming about this was like I was there. I was experiencing this. I had almost...
Yeah, it's called vivid dreaming. It's actually how you're supposed to experience your dreams, I guess. That's when your sleep is working kind of in order, I guess. So probably the DMT made you dream that vividly. That there may well be a connection there. But that only can count as a fucking positive, my man. It's not a negative that you wake up to your apparently slightly miserable life and, it can be painful to see the truth. That's for sure.
Senses alive in this experience where I could smell, taste, and hear and feel. And the thing is, I was awake, asleep. I knew I was in my room.
Now we're going into a wild territory where nobody can say if you actually were awake or if you were asleep. There was no cameras, I guess, and you don't have footage for it because you're not the scientific type. That much I can tell, because a person who would be really, really interested in psychedelics or what they do to people or to themselves, they would maybe consider something like that, like recording themselves during psychedelic episodes or experiences, and then afterwards analyzing that, or even setting up a camera to see what is happening in the night, but you're just so unscientific. And I find also your title really appalling. It ruined your life. Your life was ruined before. It just made you wake up to reality. Welcome to reality. That's it. It has nothing to do with dimethyl. It does nothing have. It has nothing to do with the substance.
Awake, and this was hours after I did the DMT. I was awake but experiencing this in a sleep realm, and that messed with me. But days after that,
Still, he shows great signs of like psychological illnesses. Otherwise, I cannot say it. People that are constantly having their head down and not looking straight to you when you're talking and trying to evade your eyes, for example, that's a sign of somebody not being well. I mean, it can be 1 million things, but it's not a healthy, mentally healthy or psychologically healthy person. I can say that, and I'm not a psychologist, of course. My sister, for example, is, but I am not. But I don't have to be to see that a person is not well who is constantly, putting his head down, putting his shoulders down, the whole body language, and even the way of talking. It tells me that he just woke up to his miserable life, and that's about it. I don't even know if I want to really watch that much more of it, because I don't see any kind of story arc here. I mean, let's watch a little bit
my
more.
tinnitus that I've had since I was 8 or 9 years old. I attempted suicide when I was 12 because
There you go. You attempted suicide when you were 12? I told you the guy is not well, and there we go. I mean, what to say? What to say about that? You should not go anywhere near psychedelic substances. You should go to a psychologist and do a psychotherapy in this case. If you're so unwell that you want to kill yourself when you're 12, that's not the right way. Don't go to a shaman goddess, as you called this other person. Go maybe even to a doctor in this case. Not all doctors will make you healthy. Some of them will make you a lot more sick. But visiting a psychologist before it's too late, that's a good idea, definitely. Like getting professional help before it's over the edge, kind of.
I knew that the ringing would never go away. There was no cure. And I've lived with tinnitus my whole life, but since doing that DMT, my tinnitus has skyrocketed so loud that when I sleep, I have to have 2 fans going in the wintertime and play loud rain noises or sleep music on my phone, and I still have, and with medication to sleep, and I still can't sleep properly.
Okay, so excellent. Everything what I said actually came out to be true and is confirmed in this very own video. You're addicted to sleeping pills would be my hunch. Maybe you are, but at least you are taking them, and apparently quite regularly if because you're suffering from tinnitus. And maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but a person like you, I'm not sure what to believe and what to not to believe. But nevertheless, you're taking sleeping pills. You probably take a bunch of other drugs as well that also go not well with your medical issues. And then you're taking DMT and you're telling people DMT is the problem. Yeah, not the sleeping pills, not all the other drugs, not maybe who knows what else you are taking. Look at you. You're in a miserable state, my man. Don't take psychedelics if you are that miserable, maybe. How about that? And then don't tell people that it would be because of the psychedelics, because you made clear in this video that it's absolutely not. It's not because of the psychedelics. It's because of a bad childhood, psychological illnesses, and probably pharmaceutics abuse and drug
The
abuse.
tinnitus is blaring in my ear right now. It's not like that bad, it is that bad. Anyways, a few nights ago, I started experiencing an equilibrium mess up where as I'm about to fall asleep or try to sleep, I get dizzy and I open my eyes and I see things that shouldn't be there with my eyes open.
Those hallucinations again have nothing to do with DMT. It's anyway not the kind of hallucination that happens when you take DMT. You see like kind of ornamental space alien shit and not Mickey Mouse or as you said, you pulled King Kong out of space. That's a very atypical or untypical way of experiencing a DMT trip. Most of the time, it's like kind of indescribably beautiful, kind of floral, mystic patterns that you will experience, and not, as he said, pulling King Kong from the space. I'm worried about this guy.
Back door of my house, I was sleeping in the living room because I couldn't sleep in my bedroom anymore. I thought, try a new room. And I was sleeping in the living room, and the back door, the light from the back door, when I opened my eyes, there was a physical apparition of the Mother Mary in a phantom robe. I knew it was the Mother Mary, couldn't see her face, but she had a phantom robe on, like the phantoms you see in like folklore. And it was there. It was there, and it was so real that I said out loud, what?
This person is like pathologically insane, guys. That's a typical thing that a person suffering from psychosis or paranoid schizophrenia would tell you. This is exactly how they sound. This person, I don't know, also his eyes. I'm seeing like tiny pupils there. I mean,
the fuck? And it's so...
That could also be very well be from the bright light, but actually the light is behind him, so maybe he's a heroin guy. I don't know. Could very well be.
Weird, because my fear of seeing that wasn't just fear, it was just shock before... It was shock before fear. I was like, that can't be there. And then I'm like, what's going on? I said out loud. And when I came back to equilibrium balance, it was just the light that was coming through from the back door. But that light
What a poor soul. You should never take DMT again. And you should never do videos about it again in your life. That's my tip for you. Don't talk so much shit about something that you apparently have no idea about. And you have not even the most basic understanding of human psychology. Or even, to be honest with you, human perception. So, guys, my tip to you, don't listen to this guy. Damobius Tribe. What a bunch of garbage. What a bunch of garbage. Absolutely terrible.
knowing that I have to use... So I am in a torture right now. The universe is literally torturing me. And I guess I deserve this for not appreciating and respecting the DMT, the spice. So I guess this is just a video to let anybody know who's thinking of doing DMT for the first time, or has been doing it properly. Make sure you continue to do it properly. And if it's you doing it for the first time, make sure you know what you're doing.
Which you showed to... You are exactly telling the people the right thing, but you also showed that you are not following your own advice there. So, like, you're in no state to consume DMT, and you consume DMT, and you're telling other people to do it in the right way. And what is the right way? Your way? No, it isn't. People like you are a fucking joke, really. I'm sorry. That's just ludicrous. Okay, guys. I have enough of this. I can't watch it anymore. My brain hurts. See ya.